Hi everyone, this is Jeannie Ellis, also known as Scrapbooking Mama. Today I want to share with you a tutorial on how to make some wire wrapped earrings. And I've got one done and I'll show that to you here in just a little bit. But for now I want to get started. I want to let you know first that it took me a while to get going with this because I got the haul a few weeks ago, but I was sick and then there was a death in the family. So that's the problem. I'm back now. And here is the earring that we're going to make a duplicate of so we can have this full set. And you'll see the wrappings around the ribbon, the wrappings around the beads. Now before we get started, I want to let you know or remind you that in the description box below are all the links that you need for the product that I got, plus the website for the PandaHall shop. And there's also a 10% discount code, and you'll look for it in the description box also. Now let's get started. Okay, first you're going to need a pair of flush wire cutters. You're going to need the concave pliers, which is this tool right here, and you'll see there's the rounded piece there, and there's the other side of that tool that's got like a depth to it. It goes in, and so that's why it's called concave. Then you're going to see that we're going to need possibly this 3-in-1 looper. We may not need it, but we want it just in case. Also, I use flat nose pliers down to the right there. You'll see them. Those are to open the jump rings if I want to, and round nose pliers. And then these pliers here have plastic inserts on them. That way you can smooth out your wire instead of using something that will dull it or cut it. You're using the piece that's got the rubber in it or the plastic. So, and you can see I've already done that. It's pretty well straight there, and that's what we want. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be as straight as possible. And it's also a 20 gauge soft wire. Now I've got my beads there, my black beads, and we're going to use a jump ring and an earring hook. And the gold ones there came from the haul too, but we won't need those after all. I thought I was going to, but I don't. You can see the little jump rings. They're not very big. And I might use a pin, head pin, which is down below, but probably not. I just get these out just in case. So the first thing that we're going to do is take the concave pliers, and we're going to go about 2.5 inches down and go to the edge of that, as close to the edge without going off the edge of those pliers as possible. And you can put a mark there so the next earring that you do will be done it the same way. And what I do now is I just simply squeeze it, squeeze the pliers that is, and you can see it bending there. So the next thing that you're going to see is that you're going to take that short end there, that wire, and you're going to wrap it around the long wire. And I go under it first is what I do, and I take a set of pliers so that I can go ahead and have some more strength to that because my hands are weak. Now go over it first, you see it there, and then you go around it, and you want to go probably about 2 or 3 times. You can do it more if you want to, but we're not doing that. We're just going around at least, we're probably going to go 3 times. So, there's one there. And you want to get as close to the other loop that you did as possible. Now I didn't get my pliers out like I thought I was going to do. I'll get them out probably here in a minute because those do help me twist it around. So the next thing you want to do is just to cut off that end, which I've already done here, and then try to fix it to where you don't have a sharp edge here, because you don't want anyone to get hurt here. Now it's not going to hurt anybody. So the next thing I want to do is take the green one. No, I want to take the pink one first. Look, it kind of looks white there, but is a very light pink. And I want to slip it through the hole of the bead. And then I want to put the green one on next. I do put them on together. There's all different ways to do this, you know, and there are people who are a lot more experienced at this than I am. But I want to learn. You know, to learn something new is the fun part of crafting. If you don't experiment, you're always going to be one step behind your learning skills. So now I want to do the same thing on this end, no cutting yet. I want to take these pliers again, the concave pliers. I'm going to put it close to the end again, and I'm going to squeeze the wire, or the pliers. And again, I'm going to take this tool. Now you could probably go the other way too, I assume, but we're going to do it this way. And I'm going to push that wire closer to the other side of the wire there. Okay, now I'm going around 3 times again. Whoops, I guess it's better to go around the first time. 1, 2, and now I've got to fix that there. I need to go back around, make it a little tighter. 2 and 3. So that's all you've done. It's the same thing. And we're not cutting anything just yet. And we're going to adjust this little wire here, this little piece here. Now that we've got that wrapped, we want to kind of adjust it, and I want to use these pliers that's got the plastic in there, because I don't want to wear it down. And if we need to adjust this later on, we can. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to take the long end now, because we don't have the short end anymore, and I want to wrap it around on this side right here. I'm going to take the wire, and I'm going to hold my thumb there so it doesn't move too much, and I'm going to wrap it around the middle, and I want to do it kind of tight. So I'm not going to use my flat nose pliers because they may ruin the finish on here. And then I'm going to take it, and once I've wrapped it this side, I'm going to take that wire and go up to the top, and I'm going to wrap around this piece here like 1 time. I'm actually needing to go over a little bit with that, because it's not going to be wrapped as wide, have a wide space. So I'm going to take it, then I'm going down with it, and I'm going to go back here, wrap it again, and I'm going to pull it so that way I get it tight in there. And then I want to pull it back to the other side of this bead here, and then I'm going to wrap it down the bottom, probably a couple times just to keep it tight. So there you have your wire wrap here. You got the edge of it, and then you've got the middle of it up there. So if we need to do any adjusting, we can do that. Because if it doesn't show the way you want to do that adjusting, and you want to make sure that your loops are both going the same direction. So now that's done, and you can see we have plenty of wire left. And you could probably go to about 11 inches, but I always like to do enough so I know that I have plenty. It's better to have too much than not enough. And aside from that, this can be used for earrings or something, just to make loops even, or hooks, I mean. So there we go, cutting it again, and we do the same thing. We're just going to make sure that's not going to cut anybody. I'm going to get my round nose pliers. And I'm going to adjust it a little bit. And actually that came out pretty tight down there. And you're going to see that it looks more down at the bottom bead area, the wire wrap, because of the fact we had to add more to it, which is okay. So let's get that. I just kind of squeeze that into it. Okay. Now, do you need to do some adjusting? Check it out and see. I'm going to kind of compare it to that. It's not going to be perfect. It's handmade. It's not going to be perfect. I wish I could do it perfect. I mean, I see some beautiful wire wrapped, and they're just awesome. Let's just say that. They're awesome. It's just something I just thought I'd like to try out myself. Okay, now we want to put the hook on, but we want to make sure these are going right direction. Sometimes you have to do it 2 or 3 times just to make sure. And it can always be readjusted. So for now, that's what it's going to be. Okay. Now I'm going to take the hook, and I'm going to see if I did a loop or anything in there. Nope, it was just the wire loop, or the earring loop. So let's take it, if you can get hold of it. Sometimes it's hard to get hold of them. And then take and see where the opening is of your loop. That's what you want to open up in that area. Otherwise you'll bend your wire the wrong way. So we're taking it and just opening up like that. Just putting it to the back. I'm going to do a little bit more if I can. Okay. Now we're going to place it into the top. Oops. A little bead got in the way. You want to make sure that you got your hook going toward the back of your ear and the loop at the front. Because if you don't, you're going to be putting it on backwards. We don't want that. Okay, now I'm going to take that loop again. And I'm going to try to get that little bead back up there. Those are hard sometimes. And just twist it back the way it was. And there we have that part. And then we want to take a loop. I want to remember how, oh yes, okay, this is what I remember now. I need that pin, this headband pin. It's not an eye pin, it's a head pin. And you want to put it, let's see, in the hole. And then you want to put a loop into it, and this is where the 3-in-1 pliers come in for me, or you can do it by, hand, using round nose pliers, whichever way you want to do. So I'm just taking my 3-in-1 looper, they call it, and I want to make sure that the pin so you're going to put your wire looper as close as you can, that end there. Alright, and there we have it. Now we've got a pair of earrings that match and fun. Something different. So that's it for now. I will do another video soon. So please stay tuned for more. Watch for the new video that will come up. hit the like button, hit that bell for notifications, and please subscribe if you would. I would appreciate it so very much. Thank you for watching. There'll be pictures at the end so you can see it better. Bye for now. Many blessings.